Welcome to our house.
We understand that for you, it might be a little bit mad. But for those of us who grew up in the shadow of this place and call it home, it's pretty normal.
And it's a special place. It was here that gentlemen by the names of France and Hawkins decided to make this track the very first of its kind some 70 years ago. And the whole concept of Saturday night short track racing, that all started right here. That concept came in part from some of the sharpest minds in the sport, from an organization that also called this city home, and was one of the greatest partners this sport ever had. Just down the road, the marketing team headed by unsung heroes of the sport, like Seagraves and Robertson, used their creativity and ingenuity to put the sport in front of millions. Did as much as anyone to turn this from a primarily regional affair into a nationwide phenomenon. But even they understood that in order to fill the stands on Sundays, you first had to fill the stands on Saturday nights. And if you've ever wondered why the walls here are painted red and white, that's why. They supported the most famous tracks and the grassroots short tracks across the country in equal measure. But this place was always the epicenter of short track racing. This was its home. And this place set the example from which so many others followed. As time passed, this place developed its own heroes and legends of Saturday nights. A man named Childress got his start in the sport selling peanuts here. I wonder how that worked out for him. And then there were the drivers. Names like Brinkley, Johnson, and Hill, to today's champions like Orr and Joyce and Sanders. The two drivers stand above the rest, the leader of the Dirty South and the Rocket, who this evening will represent all who strap in and take to this famed quarter mile on Saturday nights throughout the summer as their greatest champions, going up against some of the best drivers this country has to offer. Tonight we write a new chapter in the history of this grand old place. The brightest stars of the sport are back for the first time in over 50 years, and we can promise you that they have never seen anything like this. They don't know what it's like to wrestle 3,400 pounds of man and machine around a football field. They don't know what it's like to weave your way in and out of these grandstands, which are as historic as they come, and home to some of the most passionate fans in racing. They don't know what it's like to be the greatest hero in the world to one section, and to be its greatest villain in the very next one over. But we do. Because to us, this is home. So welcome. Welcome to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Welcome as the first track, for the very first time, hosts the first race of the season. Welcome to our house.